Um, Hello, YouTube. It is I, Dark7777, with yet another fanfiction review. Warning: this story will contain spoilers for The Kingdom Beyond Midnight. I really need to start doing that. I just realized I left it in the description in the last story. Might as well start saying it. As always, please like, comment, link to the stories in the description, and let's get the story on the order. So the story we are gonna review is called The Kingdom Beyond Midnight. It's a Mario adventure story by Shadis. 19 chapters, 175,000 words. Mario, Vivian, Luigi, and Peach being the main characters. And I really like the story, because if you ask me, what's your favorite fan fiction? To the cows come home, I will always, forever, and say Better Off Alone by Great Chicken Miyazu. It's an amazing story. I'm not gonna review it for quite some time, but I would honestly, God, recommend it. Second favorite story, Mario, Luigi, and Bowser by Wakazu. I actually did a review about them like at the beginning, so go check that out on the channel. But Kingdom Beyond Midnight would have to be probably just a distant third. It is an amazing fan fiction, but I think there's like it kind of fell off the cliff near the end. I'll talk about it when I get there. So let's talk about the plot. The plot actually starts at the Star Festival. Okay, everyone, the Star Bits, raining, Rosalina's passed by the planet. Everyone's happy. Mario and Peach, they were in a relationship. They broke up. They were kind of trying to remain friends, despite the fact there's a little tension in the air with them. Luigi's there. All the Toads are there. Koopa's there. Everyone Lady bows there. First off, I like to sidetrack off that and say thank you for Sightseedus for finally having a fanfiction where Lady Bow is a major character. She's not the main character, but she's a major character. Because, come on, there's like no big Lady Bow centric stories at all, except maybe Paper Chopper. But it's like, who the fuck cares about Paper Chopper? That story's gone. That story's like meh at best, mediocre at worst. And of course, Vivian's there. Vivian, the Shadow Siren. Vivian is probably my favorite character out of all the partners, because I really sympathize with her, and I really felt I had a lot in common with her. It's like, if you saw her character growth throughout the story, it's kind of like me, sort of sense. And so the Star Baits rain, they whee, it's like, yay, Bowser's not there, yay, there's a big, gigantic ball of purple stuff heading for the castle, yeah, what? And so basically, a gigantic purple thing, meteor, I guess, passes by the Comet Observatory, and a shield goes up around the castle, destroying the castle. It's like, no! Oh, wait, they're still alive. And somehow they're now a decrepit, empty version of the Mushroom Kingdom, and they see all these soldiers coming for them, and it's like, okay, here's some soldiers, we don't know why they're armored, and they go, halt, in the name of the Empress, kill everyone! What? And so everyone tries to get out away from, mysterious figure captures Peach, runs away, Mario gets hurt, and literally almost all the members of the entire castle die, except for Peach, Mario, Luigi, Bow, Vivian, Yoshi, Toad, Toadette, Toadsworth, the mayor of Shiver City, oddly enough, I don't know why, and some purple lanky guy who thinks he's Robbie Rotten. He likes to go, wah! All the time. Wah! And then they ran into these resistance called the Amanita Resistance, led by Ralph. If you know who Ralph is, play Paper Mario, he's in charge of the Bash Shop in that game. Two called Rez and Rainy. I think I remember the guy's name. And a Goombella, honestly, oddly enough, is like, wait, oh, you're not, and then she goes, wait a minute, you're not from around here. What? So it turns out, and this is what I like about this story, is that it had a point of diversion. Everyone knows the grandfather clause, sort of. And it's when you go back in time and you mess with the history and everything. And usually there's like a parallel universe. Whenever a decision's made, there's like another parallel. What happens if, a different decision was made? And that's what happened to this universe. The divergence point, which is actually a chapter, and this is probably the most important part of the plot, is the Shroob invasion. Now, honestly, I have not played Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I have not played that game. The only Mario and Luigi games I played are Dream Team and Bowser's Last Story. I have a 3DS. I might get the remake of Superstar Saga. I don't know. And apparently they didn't finish Mario and Luigi didn't really show up because as far as I know, they went back in time to help their baby cells fight the Shrubs. I don't really know that much about the game stuff, so I'm just guessing. Feel free to call me out on it. They didn't show up in this version, and the Shrubs left. But then 6 years later, they came back. It's Independence Day, folks. And they were worse than 4, and they literally killed everyone. I mean, it was worse than the first one. Supposedly Mario and Luigi and Bowser and everyone except for all the Children of the Stars except for Peach died. Yeah, spoiler alert. She's the Empress. And now Empress Peach kind of rules with an iron fist. So now the gang, they have to try and save Peach and stop the Empress' plan. And along the way, Mario and Vivian fall in love, which I really like. I thought it was sweet. And it came off in a really realistic way. What else? And then there's these weirdos, well, this mysterious person turns out to be that version of Kamek, who basically just wanted to make amends for in essence, kind of killing the Children of the Stars, and literally all the stars disappearing, except for one tiny little star. They get to Rootport. They see all these people, a rogue's paradise. Mario heals. He actually gets little badges, the lucky chance star badges from Miss Mouse. She's like, no, I'll give you couples discount. And then they managed to get enough information to make an attack on Empress Peach's castle, which is in Mushroom City. Apparently, Empress Peach, I was kind of expecting like the Shadow Queen, a very dominatrix style outfit and attitude, but no, we got a gigantic obese Peach with one arm, because it actually kind of made me sick a little bit when I first read that part. And Peach and Empress, I'll call the bad Peach Empress and the good Peach Peach. Empress had a plan to take over Peach's Mushroom Kingdom. It's well, how is she gonna do that? And it's turns out EGOD had this machine to mimic sunlight, because just like the stars, the sun and moon literally disappeared in ever. What? So it was permanently night, or permanently dusk. I don't know. I guess permanently night. That version EGAD made a machine that converts matter into stardust, so that way they can make a star in essence. And Empress takes that in her army, steals it, and turns it on and destroys her entire city. It's holy. And I'll get back to that moment in a little bit, near the end. And Bowser shows up and says, "I have an army." It's I completely forgot about Bowser. He's an important in that story. Bowser, on Bowser's side of the story, he comes to steal Peach again, because what else does he do? After these, it's oh well, they won't expect you not to show up, and then the next day he's "Oh, bitches, neener." And then managed to get Cammy to him and her go to the alternate version and round up what's left of that version's Koopa Troop and that version's Kamek, who at the time, they don't know he's a bad guy, but Bowser kind of knows. And then they help storm the castle, which is basically one gigantic plan by Empress and Kamek. So they manage, and using the remains, Empress Peach's plan is basically kill herself in a weird scientific magic way. Put her soul inside Peach. Ew. use the remnants of the Shroob ships that they rebuilt and invade Peach's Mushroom Kingdom and attack everyone and take over. And it's like, oh, this one's just is dead. I'll take over a new one where there's sun and stars and the moon and happiness. I want to see it again, which I thought it's kind of sappy, but it's like it works. And God forbid, it's like they stopped it. It's like, yay, yay, they stopped her. And then I realized, wait, there's like still a whole bunch of other chapters. What's going on? Why is this still going on? And then God forbid, Peach, the Empress, wasn't the villain. It was the Empress Shroob. I like the sidetrack. It's like, holy shit, that caught me off guard. Because the best shock swerves are the ones where you read ahead of time, like you read it and you sorry, when you get to that point and you see the shock, it's like, wait, what? And then you read back and you see the clues were there all along, but you just never noticed them. And there was a lot of clues. There was a lot of clues. And it's like, that's impressive. And I have to give kudos to the author or authoress for that. And that was dang impressive. I did not catch any of the hints saying that the main villain was a shrew. I didn't know. I didn't catch it. Again, my lack of knowledge of Partners in Time looks like, you got me. You got me, Story. You got me. So I'll give massive kudos for that. And basically absorbs all the Stardust. While in the meantime, all the gang are like trying to like stop the ships, and Vivian meets her alternate form, which is like a rabid monster. I'll get a little more into her when I get to the characters. And then finally, they have to stop the Emperor Shrew from getting into the regular Mushroom Kingdom. Is like, and just basically killing everyone. Like, she's like, I don't care about the invasion. I just want to kill everyone for all the Shroobs. And basically, Mario, Vivian, and Bowser have to team up and kill the Empress. And then Bowser dies, sort of, because he shows up literally at the end. It's like, what the fuck? You wasted like an opportune time to like make Bowser, oh, he was a savior. It's like, nope, psych. How do you want that? I'm Bowser, bitches. I always survive. That's like, I'm Bowser. That's all I have to say. Get country, neener. So that's really all I have to say about the story. And the story ends with like Mario and Vivian kind of falling in love and everything, and Daisy and Luigi checking up, and Bao, it's like somewhere. I really honestly love the plot. I love the tension and the suspense leading up, and especially the anticipation, because it's like when I was first reading it, how was Empress gonna fight? She has an army. I mean, she does, but what happens when they get to the Empress? And the whole despair and everything of the story of redemption from Kamek's side, I really, really like the plot. I think it's an amazing plot. Give it 2 thumbs up. And especially that swerve. Again with the swerve, I really like that. Barely any stories like catch you off guard. Once in a while they'll catch me off guard, but not to the extent it's like to the point I literally had to read everything up to that point over again to see what. There was like foreshadowing. It's like, oh, Peach is eating mushrooms. Like, okay, she's eating mushrooms. Like, wait, what? I didn't get that. Character development. I really like the characters. I mean, first off, Emperor Shroob. She's your standard Eldritch abomination. I mean, there's at the time she's like a last disc boss, so it's like there's not really literally much you could do with her. But what the authoress did was done well enough. Kamek was very sympathetic. He just really wanted to make amends for what he did, considering the fact he felt at fault for everything that happened in that universe. Mario, Luigi are good. They're fine. I mean, you can't mess them up. You can go any directions with those two, and you'll be like, as long as Mario's crazy and Luigi's kind of like a scaredy cat, but it's like I do it. Vivian, I really like Vivian, both Vivians. The alternate Vivian to start on. I like her character art of actually building her up as like, oh, she's like this mysterious feral freak who is shunned by everyone. And when she shows up, it's like she's just jealous of Vivian for actually having people there for her, having friends, having her sisters, Belgium and Maryland, and and honestly being happy. And so this will and also the kind of the shock at the end is that, oh, you're actually the Shadow Queen's heir. You're not a Shadow Sire, you're the Shadow Queen, reborn. So I thought that was a nice touch, and kind of can split off into a sequel because the authors might do a sequel. Regular Vivian, I really, really liked. I like her shyness and now the fact that she doesn't wear the hat; she wears a scarf instead and has the eyes and everything. I thought that was a good idea, especially she got the idea off from DeviantArt. I really liked the idea and the characters. But Bao stole the show for me because honestly, I was a big fan of Bao in the original Paper Mario, and the fact that no one has really done anything for her. No one has done anything for her. No one's really did any stories that are not really good. Some of them might have potential, but they're dead. And have something that is substantial. And again, just like the Vivian part, there's like a lot of stuff that the author slash authoress can do with Lady Bao. Like you can easily make like a side story focusing on Luigi and Lady Bao, like having her get over her, helping Luigi get over her fear of ghosts because they kind of get a friendship, and I guess it will kind of lead to that. Makes sense. And I think she was like the unsung hero of the entire story because I really liked how the interactions between Bao and Luigi did. It was just amazing. Bowser is Bowser. I mean, just like Mario and Luigi, you can't go wrong with Bowser. He's like the big brute, like, I'm Bowser. But I like this specific variation of Bowser because he's not so much like a big brute as he's like, well, he's like a jerk with a heart of gold. I mean, you can't do, but I like how he was formatted of having like this loyalty to his troops. It's like he doesn't really want to take over that alternate Mushroom Kingdom, but he wants to he wants to see his army back on their feet, and he's like, I'm gonna make your army worth fearing and everything. And it's really nice touch because there's not a lot of stories where it actually shows him having true compassion for his troops. I mean, there's some hints to it in certain stories, but not like this level. Empress Peach, I like. She's like a really simple. She's a complete opposite of the Empress, where the Empress was an Eldritch abomination. Empress was like a really, really sympathetic villain because all she really wanted to do was be happy. She wanted to get away from everything. She wanted to be alive and everything. So it's like a yin and yang sort of scenario. Well, you can't help but despise the Empress Shroob, Empress Peach. You can I feel bad for her sort of vibe, but it works. Spelling is good. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Again, I could be proven wrong. Leave a comment leave a comment in the video. And if you spotted an error that I missed. Pacing and imagery. This is the problem I had with the story around here. Imagery was immaculate. I really liked the imagery. The imagery was everything was very believable. Everything was described nice, but not too nice that it doesn't really drag on. But the pacing. While everything up to the final battle was done it was done exceptionally well. The final battles between the Emperor Shrews and the Kamek battles, those kind of went off a cliff. It's not so much the fact that they were bad, it's just with the amount of time spent and how they were built up, especially the Kamek battle, having an end, they're both ended in tight. Excuse me, I had Panda Express earlier. having both battles, especially the troop, because somehow the Emperor troop was beaten by a sticker. She was beaten one of the star stickers. It's like, what? 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 Oi, 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 oi. I hate that. I did not like that. And the fact that the kamek battle kind of ended very anticlimactically, because unlike the shrew, which was actually, while foreshadowed very excellently, I mean, it kind of, the whole battle revolved around them. Oh, not getting her, making sure that we can't lose, but we have to make sure she can't win because she has, like, absorbed all the star power. And she's basically invincible. So the whole plan was just basically make sure she ran out of star power and she didn't get into the portal. So everything that nothing happened. But the amount of time and anticipation I had for the Kamek battle, because I knew they were gonna fight. I knew Kamek was gonna be in a big fight. It honestly, that fight just made the story the distant third. It ended so anticlimactically. It's not even funny. It's just not funny. It's like Cammy shows up and like knocks Kamek off. It's like, oh, come on. Not to mention half the fight is like it's like skipped. So it's like we didn't see like a big battle that I honestly wanted to see. And that's it. Emotional investment and connection drama. It's an adventure story. Yeah, it's a very, very good adventure. I have a sense of adventure, but I honestly think maybe add suspense. It's kind of hard to see what. Nah, I just keep it adventure. Maybe I might add a suspense tag, but that's just. But I'm not. I'm like on the wall about that. But I'll just honestly leave it adventure. Maybe add a suspense tag. Maybe distant. Maybe. Emotional investment. I got easily emotionally invested as soon as the second chapter hit, and I saw all this and I read all this decrepit stuff, and the army coming in. It's like, what's just happening? I just got sucked in so easily. It's an easy story to get into. It's an easy story to get invested in, and you are guaranteed a journey beyond all belief. So, what's my recommendation on this story? Easy. Yes, I would love that. Except what I would change, honestly, is basically just add a little more to the Kemet battle. I mean, the Emperor Shrew, yeah, it ended anticlimactically, but that was the whole. The whole point is making sure she just doesn't get into the portal. And despite the fact the sticker was really, really stupid, I mean, seriously, you had to make a reference to Sticker Star. Although I like to dig at the game, but the whole a sticker a meteor came by that was like that caused everyone to hallucin. That was like very potent hallucinogen, and everyone like was so out of it, man. They imagined everything as paper, man. Even Bowser was like messed up the most, and he couldn't talk like that. Man, I'm so out of it, man. Are you paper, man? Drink it in, man. Okay, that went on long enough. Maybe change. I mean, maybe have Luigi like them stall the Emperorship. Don't use it. Honestly, what I would do. Don't use the sticker. Don't use the sticker. I mean, make the fight between the Emperorship a little longer, and put more emphasis on the Kamek fight, because that's honestly the more important of the two fights, and have them focus on Kamek die and the portal closing and they're like, I don't know how. I honestly don't know how you would end the Emperor Shrew fight, because she was still invincible as she was going through the portal. She got hit by the sticker throws that gave Luigi time to kill for Cammy to kill Kamek. I don't know how would you do that? I mean, maybe they're like in a den of stardust, a million dead people. Maybe Bowser. Maybe have the giant Bowser battle. and have like him him like holding the Empress through a portal while she's trying to get in. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how that would work. How would it work? Because I know the only thing, honestly, I would change is just make the kamek fight longer. Just make it more dynamic. Have it have them more focus, because that's the one that was built up better and more and kind of deserved to be highlighted more. But I don't know. I guess you can keep the sticker, despite the fact how stupid it is. Really, it is really stupid. But it's like I can't think of any feasible way other than the sticker how they would keep the Emperor Shroop stuck in the portal long enough for Kamek to die and close the portals and cut the Emperor Shroop in half. I can't think of anything else. I don't know. Comment what you think could be done. I mean, read the story yourself, as always. My favorite part, and this is pretty much another version. I mean, it kept a steady pace, but there wasn't really a moment that stood out to me until Chapter 12. Specifically, the second half of Chapter 12. So the point is, Mario and Vivian are in a dungeon. Bowser, Luigi, and Bao are just outside the gates. And the Empress Peach activates the EGAD machine that causes an entire wall of light to literally disintegrate everything to power the machine, to power the portal. And so, and that second half with Toad, Toadette, Ralph, and the rest of the Resistance literally having to get out of the city is so suspenseful. It just honestly made the story. I think that part was amazing, and them getting out, everything was just paced immaculately. Like the little foreshadowing of them letting the eggnog pinata, which I thought was pretty funny. So, and them saving the day and like, saving them was a nice touch. Ralph's sacrifice, that was very sad and really nice. But it's just that second half of the chapter, it was so amazing. There is literally no competition from the rest of the story or anything before that just came to that part, that entire scene, them getting out, using the pipeline central, everything was just amazing about it. It was just so suspenseful. It's like, are they gonna make it? It's like, because it seemed like a part where it's like they might not make it. Might not make it. But yeah, I really love that part. Final thoughts. I just for what I have fixed, that's literally my final thoughts. I mean, I love the story. I wish if the author or authoress, whatever, if it's a boy or girl, did that last part. Again, likely. So I guess I'll end this with this call. Have a good night.